Five-time draft dodger Donald Trump loves to paint himself as a champion for veterans.
Nobody has ever defended the veterans like I've defended the veterans.
I took good care of our vets.
I will always honor our veterans.
We'll take care of our amazing veterans better than anybody.
So Trump's performative support for the military hit a new low this week when he went to Arlington National Cemetery to honor 13 fallen soldiers who died during the 2021 Afghanistan withdrawal. As we now know, Trump used his visit to get political, filming an ad in which he jabbed President Biden with the headstones of fallen troops in the backdrop. We can never assume why Trump does what he does, but we do know that it leads to disgraceful moments like the one we saw, which was, of course, another disgraceful moment that happened recently when Trump said that the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which honors civilians, is, quote, actually much better than the Medal of Honor, which is awarded to service members who are wounded or killed. If Trump's Arlington stunt was an attempt at cleaning that up, he failed. As NPR first reported, cemetery officials tried to prevent Trump and his staffers from filming in an area known as Section 60, where veterans of recent wars are buried. Only Arlington staff members are authorized to take photos there. Trump's campaign staff responded by verbally abusing and pushing aside one of those officials. The Trump campaign denied physical violence took place, but campaign communications director Stephen Chung then insulted cemetery staff, claiming one of them suffered from a, quote, mental health episode. The ordeal prompted the U.S. Army to make a rare public rebuke, issuing a statement confirming the physical encounter took place, adding that the Trump campaign was, quote, well aware of federal laws, Army regulations, and DoD policies, which clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery grounds. Look, Trump's been caught plain and simple, and his blatant disrespect for the military is sadly nothing new, especially for veterans who criticize him. Case in point, the late Senator John McCain.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Then, of course, as president, you may remember reporting that Trump referred to fallen soldiers as, quote, losers and suckers. While Trump and his allies deny he said that, Trump's former chief of staff, retired U.S. Marine Corps General John Kelly, confirmed Trump did say that, which led Trump to attack Kelly, as he has many of his former cabinet members, such as the former Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and former chairman of the Joint Chiefs Staff Mark Kelly, who Trump has accused of treason, a crime punishable by death. And then there's what Trump would do if elected again, vowing to fire so-called woke generals. Watch.
Are you going to fire those generals, the woke generals at the top? Because people have been talking about it.
Yes, I would get rid of them. I'd fire them. I would fire them. You can't have woke military.
Now, when it comes to explaining his actions at Arlington, Trump's being Trump, of course, deflecting accountability. He started by claiming total ignorance in an interview with NBC's Dasha Burns, and now it appears that he is actually pointing the finger at the families.
And all of a sudden I hear that somebody that I have no idea who it is got into an argument with somebody else at the cemetery. They said, sir, could you take some pictures with us at the graves of our child? I didn't want to take pictures, but I wanted to take them if they wanted to take them.
Taking aim at families of fallen veterans. Nothing new for Trump. You remember in 2016 when Gold Star father Khizr Khan addressed the DNC, blasting Trump's attack on the Muslim community in a now powerful and prophetic speech.
Have you ever been to Arlington Cemetery? Go look at the graves of brave patriots who died defending United States of America. You will see all faiths, genders, and ethnicities. You have sacrificed nothing.
And of course, how did Trump respond to that?
His wife, if you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me.
Trump's allies piled on, accusing Khan of using his fallen son as a political pawn, which makes what happened this week at Arlington all the more sickening. A disgraced former commander-in-chief standing on the graves of America's fallen to take what he knew was an illegal photo all to score cheap political points. Khizr Khan is a Gold Star father. He joins us now. His late son, Homayoun Khan, served as a U.S. Army captain in Iraq. Mr. Khan, thank you so much for coming back on the show. It's good to see you again. The Vice President Kamala Harris put out her own statement today condemning what happened at the Arlington Cemetery. She said, quote, "This is a man who is unable to comprehend anything other than service to himself." You called out Trump's lack of sacrifices in your 2016 DNC speech, as we just highlighted there. What do you make of this latest incident involving Trump at Arlington Cemetery?
Well, again, I am disgusted but not surprised. This is Trump that the world has known. He has no concept of service and sacrifice, as you narrated multiple occasions when he was in office, how he disrespected our heroes and their families. And he continues to be. What I am surprised is Republicans are as patriotic as anyone else. How come they have not seen this this contempt of our heroes, of our uniformed and our veterans and their families deep down in Trump and have rejected him? They have 3 presidential elections, Eamon. Last 3 presidential election, Trump had been Republican representative. It is amazing. It's a regrettable legacy that Republicans have created for themselves for such a despicable person that fails to respect the sacrifice and service. So I am disgusted, but I'm not surprised from Trump. It will continue to be like this. That is what he is.
You bring up a very important point, Mr. Khan, about the Republican Party. When you and your wife were targeted by Trump in 2016, there were a handful of Republicans who defended you, like the late Senator John McCain. But when you look at the modern-day Republican Party, they have all fallen in line with Trump's disrespect towards veterans and their families. You have his running mate, J.D. Vance, defending Trump's visit. Even Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas put the blame on everybody but Donald Trump. This is a new low point for the Republican Party and the state of veterans in this country.
Eamon, I honor the service of both Senators Vance and Cotton and other veterans and their families. We honor their service. To both of them, I say this, and please make a note of it. In 234-year history of United States, there had not been a president or former president who had been indicted and convicted of a felony, whereas Trump, their candidate of Vance and Cotton, is convicted of 34 felonies, lowest in the history of United States. This is a tragedy that is a legacy of shame and in the history of United States. And Republicans will continue to have this burden henceforth in history that they nominated a person who is convicted of 34 felonies as their candidate.
I want to ask you about something that you have a lot of experience with, and it also is in relation to this development at Arlington, this incident. According to the New York Times, an official filed a report but then declined to press charges, the person believed to have been involved in that altercation. Military officials later said that they feared the employee would face retaliation from Trump supporters if her identity was exposed and ultimately leaked online. You have experience with this, unfortunately, as someone who was targeted by Trump and his allies. How real of a threat is that? How menacing of a problem are these threats to people who try to do the right thing in our society, but then get attacked by Trump supporters?
Eamon, I would testify to the courtesy and the professionalism of Arlington Cemetery staff. They are most courteous and most cognizant of families and the heroes that are buried there. I have had personally, our family has had many years of interaction with them. They are most courteous, most professional, and all they were trying to do was enforce the regulation that is in place. I am not surprised. Their concern is justified, but as a witness to their professionalism of the Arlington Cemetery staff, their courtesy is amazingly impressive, and they are always cognizant of why they are there, what honor they are protecting and they are guarding on behalf of all of us. So I'm not surprised because of the concern of Trump's behavior.
Final question to you, Mr. Khan. What do you say to military families, other military families like yours, who see what Donald Trump is doing and yet support him anyway?
Don't be suckered in. He has shown his true colors. In 2018 in France, when he called our heroes as suckers and losers, and then standing in the same Section 60, he asked General Kelly, where his young son is buried, asked them what is in it for them. This person has no concept of sacrifice and no concept of service to this nation. And more important, to all America, I ask, will you hire a person with this record of felony conviction to guard your family? Same thing to our veterans and their families, that you have served this country with honor and dignity, continue to serve. One more time, make sure that Donald Trump, as his own Attorney General said, Bill Barr said in a public statement that Donald Trump should not be elected president again. He's a narcissist, troubled man. How true.
Mr. Khizr Khan, thank you so much for your time. It bothers me. It's always around these types of moments and incidents, but I'm so glad for your insights and for sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you.
Thank you.